Good morning. This is Christy from the Be the Light YouTube channel. I thank you so much for stopping by. I send you love today, tomorrow, and continuously. First, I want to go ahead and say if there are any of you who are out there who are living with fear and anxiety over the new virus that has been attacking individuals in certain regions and has now made its way here into the U.S. It is spreading here in the U.S. A lot of things are being closed down. People are running out of certain necessities that they are used to having. And the media is really making you be more afraid of this new virus. And I am just sending everybody love and asking you to remove the fear from your mind and see what this darkness has, and see it from the concept of light. There is always some form of light in all things, but it's up to you to bring it out and to see it. There's a good aspect to this. Even with how scary this situation can be, but it's your mind that will create more fear, and then that fear will manifest more so into your reality. Fear is the number one thing that will easily bring on illnesses and disease. So I am asking you to just reassess. Be more mindful of your thoughts. Be more mindful of your emotions. And step away from what is being spread out there in the news, in the environment, people who are speaking about this negatively. And see this with light and love. Now, this video is about spring. I've been meaning to do this video several days ago, but I have gotten busy and I have been experiencing my own, dealing with my own journey, and just trying to enjoy that. So the spring equinox is going to be falling on March the 20th here in the Northern Hemisphere. And it is the second turning of a natural wheel of the year. It is the changeover point between the dark and the light halves of the year when the earth rotates towards growth and renewal. The equinox represents the exact moment in this annual cycle where it crosses the equator and our day and the night is equal in length. There is both the autumn and spring equinox, depending on whether you are in the northern or the southern hemisphere at this time. The spring equinox signifies that the days are getting longer after the darkness of winter, while autumn equinox represents the days getting shorter as we prepare for winter ahead. This cycle of the earth around the sun spiritually symbolizes light and darkness and death. So with summer and the summer solstice, we have the beginnings of new creation, and with the winter solstice, endings in death. Metaphorically, this is in relationship to nature's cycle, okay? I have made tons of notes, so I don't think I'm going to actually make this video as long as I was going to. But, you know, spring is a sign of fertility, birth, rebirth, and reincarnation. It comes with the idea of Easter, as we all know, and Jesus Christ and what he represents. And that's where the rebirth and reincarnation come from. But of course, as we see in spring, everything is blooming, everything is coming alive, and the animals are waking up, the animals are birthing life into this world. And everything that takes place outside of us should, in all reality, take place within. It's asking us with this spring equinox to kind of clean house. And that's where the term spring cleaning comes from, which stems from a goddess, you know, in the ancient times, or back in history. Excuse me. And it's asking us to birth those ideas, those relationships, anything that we have been seeking or wanting to do. It is a time to go ahead and allow those things to exist, to birth into this world. And I also wanted to emphasize, because especially what I'm going through, just last night I was shown a baby. So I know every single time that God shows me a baby in the womb, I am going through a birthing process. And spring is also the feminine energy, and this is not gender related, it is energetically, because again, it takes the feminine energy to create life. We have estrogen, we have the capability of giving birth, we have our womb, and that is what the spring season is asking us to create balance in. And that again is in relationship to even myself. I am feeling more cold the last few days here. I am creating that balance in my feminine, divine feminine energy. I just completed the cycle of completing my balance in my masculine side. So now I knew this was coming. And so this is the time we have the opportunity here with spring to create that balance within our feminine energy. And so during spring, you know, this is the time when in agriculture, the fields used to be cleared. They used to be burned. And this again is something that God showed me a couple of weeks ago, that this process is taking place of the burning of the field. Fire is a representation of purification and forging. That when they did this in agriculture, they allowed what was old to be burned. And that burning process went back into the earth and allowed for the next season to be more fertile. So this is a time when spring is asking us to purify and forge our thoughts, those ideas, or the aspects of life that have been preventing you from living within your soul's connection. Spring is waking up to new ideas, new dreams, to who you truly are. It is that fresh and warm energy that has the power to make you feel alive and inspired. So it's important for you to tap into that energy. It is encouraging you to be reborn in however way you see fit. Whether it's in your relationships again, doing what it is that you want to do in your life, going inward and asking yourself, well, what isn't serving me? How can I shed these layers to allow my true essence to shine? So spring is the time to implement the necessary changes that are asking every one of us to grow and to flourish. And this can actually disrupt a lot of people because of being stuck in that cabin fever stage, if you will. So I just wanted to share that, and again, I'm apologizing for being a little loopy or taking some long pauses there because of my journey and where I am. I've had a few days of rest, which I'm very thankful for. And I mean, when I say rest, I mean when it feels as if the energy isn't doing anything. And I didn't have a lot to speak about. I didn't have the motivation to make videos. And I really wasn't feeling any physical symptoms. But I knew why. I have just completed a cycle of what was necessary. I created balance in one aspect of my life, and I was given that great rest from God, because here I am again, beginning last night, a couple days, it's been slowly progressing, so it's really truly began to affect me, if you will, last night, where I knew this was going to begin anyway. But God's always guiding my steps and has been leading me and showing me what was going to be taking place. So now here I am at this other stage. And, God told me months and months ago, and I can't actually remember the exact word phrasing. It was a French term that he gave me, and I had to actually look that up because I didn't know anything about it. But you see, my brain is just not functioning properly. It translates into the grand finale. Like when you go to a show and you're watching something, there is always that grand finale. And, I get to certain stages and I'm like, okay, is this it? Is this it? Until he actually told me, a few months after that message, that this was going to take place. I knew that what I am experiencing now is leading me up still to my grand finale moment. And knowing this has been making me feel very emotional. I know that after I hit this stage, my grand finale stage, I'm still going to be receiving more. But that more couldn't come into play without me finishing this stage. If I were to say no, this wouldn't take place. Sorry about that. I had a phone call come through. So I was saying that my grand finale is still in my near future. It is in my near future. I know it's just like a reach away, and I feel it with every part of who I am, because I know what I am doing in my life, and you should know what you are doing in your life. And that's why I speak about my journey so much, because I want to share with you that your process is necessary, and you should enjoy and tap into your process. And so where I am is still really good. It's really good, and I love what's taking place. So yes, the symptoms can be bothersome and very disruptive. But if you couldn't feel what was taking place, how would you know? That's why we have to feel every single thing. And I made a video, I think it was yesterday or the day before, that you must feel it to receive it, to understand it. And everybody in life here feels a lot. And a lot of these people are feeling very heavy, very sad, very disappointed, and tons of pain. It is for you. It is for you to ask yourself, why? Why are you feeling this way? And now, how do I understand this pain that I am experiencing? Whether it's emotional or physical, it is taking place for you to understand. And it is because your spirit wants to be set free. That's the purest, that's the truth of all of it. You are in a suffering moment because your spirit is not living. And with this spring energy that's waking us all up and giving us more time to live life, don't just, take full advantage of it. Don't just use it as, I am going to go party, I'm going to go and hang out with friends. All of that stuff is really good, but is it good for your soul? Is it good for what is deep down inside that is trying to come out? Is it good in making it allow your spirit to shine? Are you living your best life? Truly, ask yourself that. Are you living your best life? And if you aren't, you have an opportunity with the spring energy. But not just that, you have an opportunity every time you wake up to decide that you will do something that's for the greatest good. When we live within our spirit, it is for the greatest good. The greatest good for yourself and the greatest good for all. When you give your best self for yourself, you are giving everything that you deserve to yourself. And that action allows you to give your best self to the world. And when you do that, you are giving a gift to another individual, the same gift that you have given to yourself. You're now teaching it to someone else, that they can be their truest self. And they pass that torch on to another individual. The light moves, and the light moves, and the light moves. So back to where I am in my journey. It's a very, very beautiful time for me. Every journey, every part of my process has been beautiful. And I really try to take it in. I really try to find that gratefulness. And I feel it. I allow my body to feel this, whether it's uncomfortable or not. But when I see this with love, this, what I probably would have called very uncomfortable before, is reassuring and comforting to me now. It proves my steps in moving forward. It proves what I'm going to have, whether it's tomorrow, next week, or next month. I am going to have something beautiful soon. And here's the thing, there is something that takes place, and I can't really discuss it all the way with you yet because my process isn't complete. But no matter if you are, wherever you are at, the process is the process. We all know in a health journey, there's a process that has to take place. You have to instill proper eating habits and daily exercise routines, mindfulness and positivity. That's a process that has to take place. And if you think you're going to skip one process and get to the other, it's not going to work. You can't, rush it. You can't over-exercise and expect your journey, your weight loss to come quicker. It's not going to happen. You're not going to starve yourself and make yourself lose weight more quicker. It's not going to happen. It's going to have the opposite effect sometimes, or you're going to become very sick. Anything is possible when you try to skip the process or make it go by quicker. It's important to just be mindful and to stay currently where you are. Wake up, do what is necessary that you are doing, and stay in that moment and enjoy this process. And if you do that, your process will come quicker. But when you're trying to rush things, trying to make things happen more faster, you're putting a resistance on it. You're putting that negative energy against it, and you're pushing it away. My mind and my heart knows what's coming, but I attempt to feel what I am experiencing now. I want to be able to look back when I am at my end and to say I did it all, and to say I enjoyed it all. When you really enjoy and experience it, you receive more blessings. There's more meaning to it. So it is called a process for a reason. And just because someone says, oh, it only took me X amount of time to do that, and it's taking you a little bit longer, it's because your process is necessary to be that long. I have read so much about what I am going through right now that some say it takes years to complete. Some say it's 3 days. So it's whatever is necessary for you to, and this is the key, let go of and heal from. There is so much, so many areas within our physical form that the energy has to go through to clear blockages. Now, I am someone who is very positive. I am very positive, and I have been the most positive I've ever been in my entire life for this year and a half, and I've gotten more positive with every single day, and to see with the reflection of love as often as I can all day long, continuously. But my physical form is still retaining a lot of things that I am unaware of. Last night, I was laying there and 2 things came into my mind from my past. And these things were really, really stupid, okay? I shouldn't even be remembering it. But it had an impact when it took place. It's seated in my heart. As stupid and ridiculous as they were, when I thought about it last night, they seated in my heart. And it was necessary to cleanse it out. And that was my first indication that I was in my other stage, my rebirth stage, because 2 past emotions came up out of nowhere. My mind thought it and I felt angry. Both of those occurrences made me feel angry, and I wanted to, I had that conversation in my mind of attacking someone. How dare you, this, and this, and this. I was having the conversation in my mind that I didn't have when these 2 other occurrences took place. And then I quickly switched it to love. And I said, this is not me. This is what I choose not to be. I am love. I am full of love, and I am full of light. But by me being aware of what was arising within me last night, I could deal with it. When emotions come up, or thoughts come up from our past, it is asking us to actually see them and not suppress them back. Every time we suppress those thoughts and emotions, when something else comes into our existence, another situation comes up, and we have a reaction, it's a buildup of emotion. It's overreacting. It's having more of that emotion that's now boiling over because we have not cleansed out the old emotion. And there will always be a pile-on and a pile-on of the same emotion because we haven't dealt with the first original source that it actually stemmed from. So this is spring, and it's time to awaken, to begin this new birth, this new cycle of life for yourself, to clean out old energy, to actually believe in the things that you have wanted for yourself that stem from the greatest good. You deserve all the things that you want in your heart. It's just allowing them to be born. This is Christy. Much love, health, and healing your way. I am bringing purpose to your life. Take care.